like a turd in the wind. That line, Jesus Christ, still makes me laugh. But Venom, this movie stars Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, and it is the story of Venom, the character we know, the Marvel character, and without giving too much away, basically, he finally becomes Venom or becomes with Venom, whatever you want to say. Eddie Brock, Venom, that's your movie. I'm not going to go into the details of that shit because you know what Venom is. I'm not going to go explain what that is. But this movie, dropped a few trailers and I wasn't that excited. I didn't see much of this. And the first thing I thought with these movies was, okay, this seems very similar to the Amazing Spider-Man series. And I liked the Amazing Spider-Man series, funnily enough. But it's just not as very good. Like, it could be a lot better, and that's what I thought. It's like, this is what the movie's going to be pretty shit, not going to be good. Now, it was better than I thought, but not by much, and I'll tell you why. This movie wasn't made that well. The dialogue of this movie and the writing is very awkward, very cringy, very obviously not real. Like, I felt like I was watching a movie. I wasn't in the movie. I wasn't watching real life happen. I was watching a screenplay. I was like, all right, this is just bad writing. I could see that they were acting, which is never a good thing, because obviously we know they're acting. We know it's a movie. Don't give me this shit. Hey, but you are watching a movie. I know that, but you know what I mean when I say you want to be taken out of it. You want to be immersed. And with the roles by some sort of specific actors, if you will, the writing which wasn't there, and that's what really kind of got me out of it, because the writing just didn't seem like these characters were real people. Now, I love Michelle Williams. I think she's a fantastic actress, but her character and her portrayal made it very hard for her to do well because it was written very, very poorly. Now, of course, if we're talking characters, we're going to talk about Eddie Brock, Venom himself. Now, that was a point that I thought wasn't really very good. Tom Hardy kind of looked weird and awkward in some of the trailers. Venom himself, I just wasn't sure of, but I was pleasantly surprised. I think that was the thing that everything else I expected to be bad ended up being bad, but that was the part that made it better than I thought it was, because I really did enjoy the dynamic between Eddie Brock and Venom. It was very funny at times, cool relationship, good to watch. I think Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock was actually quite good, fun character, fine, did its job, and then Venom was quite amusing, cool, badass character to watch as well. So that was kind of a thing that I was like, alright, that's doable, which makes me excited, because if they follow up with the sequel, it could be really good, because some of these problems I just talked about and I'm about to talk about, well, maybe they can fix up in the sequels. Now, this movie starts very slowly. It very, very, very slow kind of burn before it gets into the real Venom stuff, which kind of made me a bit bored, and very slow in that way. And I was like, all right, this is kind of not boring. And I think a big part of that as well is the villain. Once we get into that part of the movie as well, it just kind of was like, all right, this guy like this, all right. Wasn't very acted that well. I think it was Riz Ahmed, and he's been a good actor before. I've seen him do good roles in Rogue One, Nightcrawler. He's a good actor, but this was it just felt very Amazing Spider-Man-esque, the way it was very, just kind of cringy and bad and just boring at times. And every time it wasn't one Eddie Brock and Venom, I was like, can we go back to Eddie Brock and Venom? Because that's the thing that is keeping me entertained. That is what I want to see more of. Because this other stuff, the writing, the shoot, the action was fine, but wasn't amazing. And then the boring ass villain, I was like, all right, can we just get back to Venom, please? Because this is what I'm here. The movie is called Venom for a reason. Just give me Venom, because I'm enjoying Venom. How many times am I going to say Venom in this movie? In this review of the movie Venom? We'll find out later. But it did get repetitive and boring, and I was like, alright, can we just get back to other shit? And that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. That's what happened in Amazing Spider-Man. That's why a lot of people didn't like that movie, because it's just dumb, poorly made shit. Now, I'm not saying this movie isn't enjoyable, because I did sit there and go, alright, this is fun at times. They did try for a lot of jokes that some didn't work, some did work, and then other jokes you're like, was that a joke or was that just bad writing? I don't know. There's a lot of things technically about this film that are made very, very poorly, but there is an enjoyability factor in there, and I think a big part of that is Eddie Brock and Venom, as I've said, and that's pretty much what I'm going to leave it on there. I think if you know the source material and if you're really a big fan of Venom, probably won't like the film because you're probably more critical, but I feel like maybe an everyday casual fan can enjoy this film because they'll ignore the technical aspects, just go and have some fun times, even though I do think it has some pacing issues with just boring shit that's useless. But as I said, Eddie Brock is very entertaining, and the Venom dynamic I think works very well, and I was surprised with that. And I'm going to give Venom a C. Thank you for watching my review of Venom. It is a couple of weeks late because my video's all late, as well as a few movies, even ones that just came out today. I'm filming on a Thursday right now, the 24th. And even some of these movies like Halloween and Goosebumps 2 have only just been released today, so I'm going to be a bit behind for two reasons. One, because the movies are actually being released a little bit later in Australia than America, and I'm behind because I, didn't film for a while. You know that I uploaded like 4 days in a row. I took a couple of days off because I thought, alright, space out the channel a little bit, pump it out. I'm going to have 4 straight reviews for you guys. I got Bad Times at the El Royale dropping tomorrow as well. The First Man dropping the day after that. So 3 in a row. Then I'm going to maybe have a break. Maybe get my Goosebumps review out there. I'm seeing that tonight. Try to get my Halloween review out as soon as, either on Halloween or the day before, whatever. And I'm also going to get a horror movie review, rerun review in there sometime. But that's a lot of rambling on that you do not care about till it happens. So I'm going to stop saying that. Subscribe. Haven't seen me before. Like, comment. But of course, guys, have a good one.